Good, but Sunday's going to be movie night at my house. Perfect weather with the rain. The stay-at-home order is still in effect, but many movie fans, well, they're looking forward to going back to theaters this summer. Our next guest has a look at what we all can expect. Film critic Tom Santilli from Movie Show Plus joins us live. You could see him Sundays on TV 20 in Detroit, but he is here with us. Good morning, Tom.
Hey, how's it going?
All right, so let's talk about it. What is the latest topic that is on so many people's minds here in the movie industry that people need to know?
So the big thing, obviously, is, still the talk about what's going to happen. When are movie theaters going to open? What is it going to look like when we go back to the theaters? And everybody is kind of gearing up for July as being that time when it's going to, quote unquote, kind of get back to normal. But I'm not too sure about that. The recent talk this week is that movie studios are still kind of watching this day by day. They're not going to make a lot of money on their movies if they can't open these movies worldwide. So there's a lot of question marks still in the air, and we all just kind of have to wait and see until when we can safely get back to the movies.
And a lot of movie companies, they've been actually pushing back their movies to the fall, so they're not really coming out. But the summertime is usually the big movie time. What can we expect this summer?
Well, it's sad because, right now it's all about streaming. It's all about video on demand. There's no movies slated for June. The very first theatrical release just got moved up. It's a Russell Crowe picture called Unhinged. But right after that is a movie called Tenet, which is Christopher Nolan. That's really the big blockbuster. And in the meantime, though, there's this really cool thing called virtual cinema that I wanted to tell people about. This is something that all the theaters are doing, big and small, where you can basically go to their websites, watch movies that they're releasing, smaller movies, but other movies that they're putting out, and you actually are supporting the theater by going through their link and buying it through their website. So there's still ways to support local theaters even in the middle of this pandemic.
Oh, that's really interesting. And Tom, you were talking about the streaming services. Do you have any recommendations?
Well, right now it's so hard. It's really weird when you think of the fact that Trolls World Tour and Scoob might make people's top 10 lists just based on the fact that there might only be 10 movies that come out in theaters this year. It's really strange. But there's a movie coming out next week. Actually, it's called The Lovebirds. It's directed by Michael Showalter, who did a movie that everybody loved a couple years ago called The Big Sick, and also a movie called Hello, My Name is Doris. Both of those are still streaming too. I recommend people check them out. But The Lovebirds comes to Netflix next Tuesday.
And do you think that it seems as though these streaming services, I don't want to say I'm in kid mode, but do you think a lot more kid movies are coming out and it's maybe a little more successful for that crowd?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about right now. People are at home with their families. We all need, I have a 3-year-old at home. We all need things to occupy their time and things to do together while indoors. I think that, again, that's going to change. Pretty much nothing, again, coming out in June, because I think as the weather changes, people aren't going to really be wanting to, cuddle around their TV and watch movies. They're going to be looking for things to do outdoors and things like that. And there are some drive-in theaters and some other things like that that people might be getting involved in, until they can return safely to theaters.
All right, Tom, last question because we're winding down on time here.
Sure.
Let's hit again the virtual cinemas and how you can support our local movie theaters. Tell us that again one more time.
Yeah, so you can go to places like the filmlab.org or also cinemadetroit.org. These are 2 small cinemas that really could use your support. If you go there and you buy movies from their site, you're actually supporting the theater. And also watch Movie Show Plus. We have a lot of stuff on our show. It's on 10:30s on Sunday mornings on TV 20. And you can find out all about, I interview a lot of movie theater chains and a lot of industry stuff. So if you're interested in what's going on in the movies, check out our show.
All right. Thank you so much, Tom, for joining us this morning. It's going to be Scoob movie night at my house tomorrow. So
Good luck. Let me know how it is.
All right. Thanks so much, Tom. All right. We'll be right back after the break.